And so the first thing that really shifted me on the journey of wellness was a faith factor. I've always been a believer in God, and I believe in God to be able to do miraculous things. And so in the depths of my depression, I would absolutely cry, I would absolutely sing, I would absolutely pray. I'd be on the floor in my apartment. I'm sometimes you have to encourage yourself, just lonely and sad and really going through it. And that had nothing to do with my weight. It had more so to do with absolutely everything to do with the depression. I was just getting fat in the process, because I'm smoking and laying in bed with a big bag of hot Cheetos. uh, and I would pray and I would cry and I would petition God for help, because I felt like I was in a space where I didn't even know what to do. I didn't even know where to start. And I can say, because I had this really memorable moment in which I felt like the spirit of depression was lifted off of me. I was laying in the bed one day, going through that same cycle. And the best I can describe it as is it felt like somebody ripped the cover off of me. And I stood up straight out of bed next to my bed. And I heard a voice that just said, "It's time to get to work. I got stuff for you to do. I can't have you laying here." Now I'm standing there. Obviously, depression is not fully cured. But I felt like a weight was lifted off of me, and I felt like I could at least begin to breathe and take some of the steps forward towards my healing process. It's been a lot of work that I've had to do, but I know in that moment it was an answered prayer that lifted just enough of the weight off for me to be able to get up and do something about it. It was like, it is time, and whatever is holding you down, I can no longer allow for it to hold you down. Get up. And in the state of depression like that, like literally, I can't move my body. Like I can't get out of bed. Like I literally don't have the energy to take care of myself. And when that lifted off of me, I could at least begin to do some of the things that I needed to take care of myself, to make doctor's appointments so that I could go get that depression taken care of, to try to eat better, to even think about eating better, to even think about doing anything that would make my life better. I found myself free and lighter, and all of a sudden on this mission, because God had something for me to do, and He lifted a barrier that was in the way just enough for me to be able to do the work that I needed to do. So step one was really my faith walk, my connection with God, and me being able to even feel Him move in that way and hear Him say, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Because that's what it was. It wasn't, I'm just going to deliver you from this thing and you're all better. It was, it's time to go to work. And I'm going to make it so that you can do that work. And so, as I mentioned before, the next step in that process was dealing with my mental health. There are so many things along your wellness journey, your weight loss journey, your fitness journey that you're not going to be able to commit to unless you commit to working on your mental health. Some of the symptoms of depression are lack of interest in things that you once enjoyed, and low energy, low motivation. And so when you have low energy, low motivation, you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to go to the grocery store. You don't want to even walk around with your friends in the sun and where you can get you some so vitamin D on your skin to make you feel better. Like you don't want to participate in the things that will make you look and feel better. And so I had to deal with my depression. I had to deal with my depression in therapy. I had to deal with my depression and go get some antidepressants so that I would have enough serotonin in my brain in order to even in order to think right and walk right and move right and do anything. And after a while, I no longer am on the antidepressants for probably about a year and a half. That helped me be able to take one step forward, put one foot in front of the other. Um, and so having faith that it was something bigger for me made me want to attend to my mental health. And once my mental health lightened, it made so many other things much easier, such as getting into physical activities. So some of the physical activities, now this is where things start to kick up a notch for me. Because in altering my mind state, in bettering my mental health, it made me be able to think about ways in which I can move my body more. When you are dealing with low motivation, the last thing you're thinking about is increasing your movement. You want to make things as easy as possible, have things take as little steps as possible because you don't have the energy for it. But in the quest of improving my mental health, I was able to think about little things that I could do to improve my body, such as when I need something from the store, if the store is a block or two away, let's walk to the store instead of driving to the store. Or let's try to walk to the store that's much further down the block instead of taking the car every single time. And even though it was heavy, it was, oh my gosh, it hurt my back so bad. It hurt my back so bad to take this 12-minute walk to the store. 12-minute walk to the store. If you're in my close circle, you would have heard this story recently about how I got stressed out and I took a walk for about an hour and a half. 12-minute walk to the store. Had my back burning, feet hurting. But I did it because I knew I needed to get stronger. And I knew I needed to incrementally build up my muscles in order to be able to retain my mobility and my movement. Everybody knows that I'm a member, or a lot of people know that I'm a member of AMPM, Anthony McGahee and Praise Motivated. If you've ever seen us on stage, we are a high energy, high impact choir. And joining them, if I want to keep up with the choir, I got to keep up with these dance moves. I got to give my effort and my sweat equity to rehearsal time and a performance time. Well, as far as my overall health journey is concerned, that was a once a week workout, man. Look, to a caliber that I hadn't done in years. And with as many rehearsals as we had, and with as many gig opportunities that we had, I'm sweating it out on stage with a HIIT training, high intensity interval training workout, with this choir a couple of times a month. Which, when you are coming from a place where you are working out 0 days, when you are laying in the bed as much as possible, things like going into a high intensity choir rehearsal really means a lot for your body, really does a lot for your strength and endurance. As I was growing in wanting to be out of the house more, wanting to be social more, as my mental health is improving, I'm joining women's groups and we are dancing in these women's groups. And I'm trying out yoga where we're moving our body and getting stronger. As my mental health is improving, I'm wanting to take walks. I'm wanting to see the world. I'm wanting to be in different places. I'm wanting to go to festivals. I'm wanting to get out of the house. I'm wanting to be on my feet instead of saying no because I'd rather just be at the house, and instead of saying no for being intimidated by what that will require for me physically. And for a lot of people, we think that in order to lose weight or to live a healthy lifestyle, we got to go to the gym 3-4 times a week. And that is what people, what is recommended when you are on strictly a weight loss journey, or for those who are training for bodybuilding. But for those of us who lack mobility and we want to improve our mental health and we want to improve our physical health, it really boils down to doing more than what you did before. Doing more than what you did before. And I want to say the first 20 pounds of the 40-pound weight loss came from just those things, from getting my mental health better and doing more than what I did before, walking more than what I did before, going to a place, and if I can't find parking right up front, being okay with finding parking a couple of blocks away and walking because I need to walk anyways. Taking advantage of those small opportunities, what I call take advantage of the micro moments for movement. All of those things add up, especially when you are coming from a state of immobility, especially when you're coming from a state of stagnation. Getting that increased movement, it matters over time. And then with being an AM PM, I look, I'm competitive, so I want it to be good. Okay, I don't want to be the one huffing and puffing who can't sing and dance, and so that made me go to the actual gym. The motivation, and this is why I talk frequently about finding your why, finding your motivation, finding something that you truly connect with in order to propel you to do something. I wanted to go to the gym because I could be better in the choir. I didn't want to go to the gym so I can have a better body. I mean, yes, of course. But I wanted to go to, I was on the elliptical. I wasn't even lifting weights because I wanted more endurance. I needed better lung capacity. That is another thing that contributed to me smoking a whole lot less weed too, is because I needed a stronger lung capacity. I sing soprano. It's high. And we screech high. Those notes are strong, they are long, and you're expected to go ahead, open up your mouth, take a deep breath, and blast it out in the middle of a dance move. I can't smoke weed all day long and do that at the same time. But guess what also happens when you're not smoking weed all day long?